What is up, guys? Johnny Chase here, and welcome back to the club. And hopefully it doesn't pick up on the mic, but the fan is back. It's summertime, it's warm, but also to that fact, fan games. King of segues. So I was actually looking back, and it's actually been a full year since my first 5 fan games that you should check out video released. And it was, with the factor of one of the other videos I put out, this was one of the main videos that started, doing some good numbers on the channel. And I thank you guys so much for that. So I'm here today to talk about 5 more fan games I think you guys should check out. So the criteria for this is they cannot be ROM hacks. They cannot be games that you can play on real hardware or emulation. These are executables for your PC for games that were passion projects by fans that want to create something new or something original based on a franchise that they love. And of course, we have to remind you, if you're thinking of doing a fan game like this, listen to your Uncle Willie.
Shut the fuck up.
And just make it. Don't tell us, just release it. There is a topic I want to talk about later on that's going to be about games that were announced and then were C&D'd like crazy by the original developers. But that's not that video. Today's video, again, is 5 games that are made by fans for the fans that I think you guys should check out. And of course, if there's a game that I've missed, go check out the playlist. I probably have already talked about it. But of course, if there's a game that I'm missing that I haven't gotten to yet, please leave it down in the comments below. I do read all the comments. I can't get to every game, but I do read the comments, and it is something that I'm always working towards. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, do all the things YouTube tells us to do for that sweet, sweet algorithm. And without further ado, let's get into the first game. So the first one I want to talk about is something that's been out for quite a while, and I've actually seen a few from my friends play it. I never got into it myself. This is Power Bomberman. So this is a fan game based around Bomberman from Konami and Hudson Soft back in the day. It's a multiplayer game where you can link up online, play against other players. You can do solo matches. Now the footage you're about to see here is like, I'm terrible at Bomberman. I'll be fully transparent with everyone. I'm not the biggest Bomberman fan in the world. I think that's pretty simplistic. When Super Bomberman R was released and its subsequent sequels, I looked at it like, yeah, that's cool, and they got the cool little crossovers, like Xavier Woods is in there, Master Chief is in there if you're on the Xbox version. So now I must say, like, for a fan project, this works pretty well. People are still playing it to this day. I was able to get into a few online matches and play. One of the key things to this game, though, is that there's a ton of skins. So every time you complete a match, you earn gold that you can spend on skins to change up your look for online matches. But also, and this might tickle the fancy of some mobile game players out there, but there's a gacha mechanic. So there's gacha pods that you can get and spend money on to not only unlock skins from the Bomberman universe, but from other Hudson Soft and Konami properties. I couldn't get any footage of me getting it because, like, again, there's probably like hundreds of these skins and these little gacha pods that are in there. But when I've seen my friends playing this online, there were some Metal Gear representation on there. So there's, Solid Snake, there's the Cyber Ninja, there's Raiden. There's a lot of cool little Easter eggs in there that, if you put the time and work into this, you could unlock some pretty cool stuff. Thankfully, there's no microtransactions. This is a free fan game. So no pumping in V-Bucks or actual real world currency to get those pulls. But if you're a fan of the Bomberman series, I would check out Power Bomberman right now. Now, next one up is one that I've seen quite a bit and never got around to playing until now. This is Sonic Robo Blast 2. So this is a 3D Sonic game with 2D sprites, but it's actually built in the Doom engine. Like, it's so crazy. Like, when you see Doom mods that just, recreated and, into a different universe, I think probably one of the more famously known mods is Chex Quest for Doom. But I've seen people like make some crazy stuff, which we're gonna get into in future videos. Trust me, I could do a whole 5 video on Doom fan games and Doom mods that would blow your mind. But it's hard to believe that someone can take like the Doom engine and make a Sonic 3D game out of this. And it plays really well, a little too well. Now, I'm not a Sonic connoisseur. I've dabbled a bit in some of the 2D games and some of the 3D games in the past, but I kind of know at least a little bit how Sonic should feel, and I feel like he runs a little bit too fast in this game. I don't think there's any settings I was missing on that. I was just playing bare bones as the game was presented. I noticed though that if I'm playing Sonic 2D, if I hit one of the springs, I'm holding into the direction that I'm going into, but not in this. Like, you're meant to like hit the springs and just let its momentum take you. But yeah, it's kind of like, again, going back, it's kind of crazy how they can do this with the Doom engine. Not only that, some of the special stages are actually inspired by Nights into Dreams, that old Sega Saturn game that I never played a whole lot growing up, only in like demo kiosks. But when I did, it was like, you know, pretty cool looking. So there's a moment where you're supersonic, flying through rings and collecting the blue orbs and going through the arches to, you know, get a high score and get a Chaos Emerald at the end. I haven't put a whole lot of time into this. I've made, you know, to the first 3 worlds, but what I've played is fantastic and I can't wait to go back for more. So if you are a Sonic fan and you're looking for a really cool, unique way of playing Sonic, like a pseudo 3D, 2D title, check out Sonic Robo Blast 2. So next one is one that's been on my radar that I've never actually checked out until now. I'm going to show you guys Mega Man Arena. So just imagine the world of Mega Man, but if it was a platform fighting game a la Super Smash Brothers. So this is all in the 8-bit graphics from Mega Man 1 through 6. But man, like, the developers have put a ton of work into this game over the years. I have looked, you know, dabbled here and there into some of the videos that have been posted up about this game, but never actually tried it out for myself until recently. So you've got so many different characters spanning from so many different Mega Man games in the 8-bit style. So you not only have Mega Man, Proto Man, Roll, Bass, but you've got most of the major robot masters from the past. And it's just like Smash, 4 players in there. However, it plays a little bit more like PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, where you actually have a health meter. So you're not knocking people out. It's just, you know, using all your abilities like jumping, sliding, and special moves. It all depends on which robot master you have. So I mean, there's different strengths and weaknesses. Some are really OP versus everyone else in the game. Of course, there's online play with this as well. I wasn't able to get any matches because a lot of the rooms were locked out, so then I tried making my own, but no one was joining there. But from what I can see, it still has a pretty active and healthy community. All the tracks obviously are from Mega Man games in the past. There are some original tracks. Actually, the reason I found out about this game is that a Family Tracker artist by the name of Chips and Cellos that made a whole lot of, you know, original music with Family Tracker to sound like Mega Man games was actually contracted to make some original tunes for this game. I haven't run into them yet, but it's pretty cool that like they're bringing out artists here to, you know, create some original music for this game. Not only do you have like, you know, the arenas from like almost every single title in the Mega Man series, but they've also included boss rush and boss fight, so you can actually mix and match characters to go up against some of the various bosses from Mega Man 2 and 3 and 4. It's a really well put together game, and if I can get some people together through Parsecs or even online, I'd love to actually, you know, have some Smash matches with them. So if you're looking for a Smash clone and something very decent, you know, rest in peace multiverses, you might want to give Mega Man Arena a try. So we'll check it out. So next up is a fan game that I've actually been searching for and thought I had on one of the last ones when I picked up Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm, not knowing that that was just a Mugen fighting game. But I wanted to pick this one up because of how crazy it looked. Shout out to Matt McMuscles for your playthrough. You actually inspired me to go out and look for this game. So this is an open bore fan game called Mortal Kombat The Chosen One. So this was developed by a guy that just wanted to make a beat 'em up in the realm of Mortal Kombat starring his daughter. His daughter was a huge fan of Mortal Kombat. So he says on his official site that he just spent the afternoon taking various photos of his daughter in fighting poses, as you would have done back in the day with Mortal Kombat and Pit Fighter and all those games that use digitized actors. I thought that was probably one of the sweetest things ever. It's like, hey honey, I'm gonna develop a game and I want you to be the star of it, and also make her the most OP character in it. So from what I can tell with the story is that, you know, this group of folks are trying to look for Shinnok, and they're taking over the realm of Earth. But you know, the Mortal Kombat Earth defenders are no match for them. So we have the Chosen One, where she has two different forms. She has her base form, and then she has her like Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan form. So it's your standard beat 'em up, but also there's a bunch of different fighting moves in there, dash moves, quarter inputs, and also too there's a bunch of fatalities that you can perform on the enemies once they get low enough health. And not only is this a Mortal Kombat crossover, but he threw in a few of the Killer Instinct characters as well. So we got Fulgore, Jago, Tusk, Orchid. And I think at one point there I did a fatality as the Chosen One, and she actually turned into Cinder. But we also got from the Mortal Kombat realm, we've got Raiden, we've got Katana, we've got Liu Kang, and RoboCop. I'm gonna label him as RoboCop is a part of Mortal Kombat because he was DLC in MK11. So there you go. It kind of looked like though, like because there was no official NetherRealm Studio 16-bit sprites of RoboCop to play with, I think this guy just took photos of a RoboCop NECA figure and then just made the animations that way. And also Batman's in here, just because. I mean, MK versus DC universe, that was a thing. So, you know, they do share the same universe. This is just really like, so like basically like most of the jobbers that you fight are just like the body of Liu Kang or Jax, with some Jason Voorhees guys masks on. And then also like the main guy from Pit Fighter is a jobber. He's a boss at one point, but then he becomes a jobber. Again, this is one that I probably got about halfway through. I only wanted to record a few minutes of footage, but just like trying out all the different characters, see their different fatalities and special moves, that was a treat in itself. So good on this guy for making pretty entertaining beat 'em up. And also big ups, you're a 5-star dad in my opinion. You put your daughter in the game, and he said that like he's been working on this project for about 5 years now, and his daughter has not found out of love of Mortal Kombat. She apparently still plays the series and loves it to this day. So big ups to both of you. So if you guys want to see like a really tongue-in-cheek beat 'em up in the realm of Mortal Kombat, and I guess Killer Instinct in DC at this time, starring an original character, go check out Mortal Kombat The Chosen One. And last but certainly not least, it's something I've been following for the last couple of years now. Technically, it's not finished yet. They're in like their second or third beta at this point, but this is an ambitious project that I think any fighting game fan should check out. This is Sega versus Capcom. So I was going to be honest, I thought that this game was going to be canceled by either Sega or Capcom. But as I've been delving deep into these fan games, I find that like Sega and Capcom are probably the most lenient when it comes to people making fan games of their properties. I mean, as long as you're not selling it, I think that they're okay with those. So with this, again, they're in their second beta. There are 6 playable characters. On the Sega side, you've got Akira from Virtual Fighter, you've got Sonic from Sonic the Hedgehog, and you've got Axel from Streets of Rage. And on the Capcom side, you've got Mega Man X, you've got Ryu and Batsu from Rival Schools or Project Justice. So it's a 2v2 tag system, 4 buttons for light and heavy attacks. And again, right now it's a little bit rough. There were some glitches I found, and that there's sometimes when I was just attacking Sonic and like he was just stuck in a hit animation and I couldn't finish the match. But I mean, the mechanics are pretty solid. There's going to be some more tweaking going on with this, but the one thing you'll notice that it's not really a Mugen, so they're not using pre-existing assets. They're actually recreating their own models and animations with Sonic and Ryu and Mega Man X and all this. So they're not pulling off from anything else. They're just basically redrawing all these characters. There's the original backgrounds that are in this. There's going to be like a cross frenzy mode. I couldn't get it working because I don't have anyone else to play with at the moment. I mean, it'll be very reminiscent of what Maximilian and his team did with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Beyond, while taking that 2v2 action and actually making a 4-player cross frenzy mode. So that'll be something to look forward to once they start getting it into more of a final state. And if you look at the character select screen, there are more characters planned that are not finished. I mean, right now on the Sega side, there is Vice from Skies of Arcadia. Are you kidding me? Now, there's one that's named Sakura, and because it's in black and white, I can't really tell which series she's from. If someone wants to correct me in the comments, I would love to know which Sega series this Sakura is from. And on the Capcom side, we've got Morgan from Darkstalkers, and it's going to be an original sprite. It's not going to be a reused sprite that they've been using for the last 25 years. And the other character is Link K, which I don't know who this is from. It could be Rival Schools. It could be something else. I'm not sure. Again, I feel like I'm very knowledgeable on some stuff, but of course, no one can know everything. But if you know what this is, please let me know in the comments down below. But this game's already gained traction. There was a mini tournament for it at, I believe, Combo Breaker or another prominent fighting game tournament that was out recently. I'm sure it's going to have some type of presence at EVO. Maybe not though, with it being a fan game. They might not want to ruffle the feathers of Sega and Capcom having it at an officially licensed fighting game tournament. But we'll have to wait and see with EVO coming up very, very quickly. It's going to be good times for fighting games. So if you're, a little burned down on Street Fighter 6 or waiting for Sagat to come out with the Year 3 content, or you just want to try something completely new, go check out Sega versus Capcom. Again, it's in its second beta, so there are some bugs, there are some things that need to be tweaked out, but if you want to see proof of concept, but hopefully it's going to turn into a full-fledged game, again, go check out Sega versus Capcom. So those were 5 fan games that I think you guys should check out. What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Just want to say thank you for everyone that's ever watched any of these videos. I've been doing these off and on for about a year now. The one I did last year really took off unexpectedly. Like, I was just making a dumb video saying like, hey, I was playing a few fan games and I think you guys should check out, and it blew up into something really cool. If you're from that initial subtrain from last year, thank you guys so much. If you've always been here, again, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you that just comes in and watches the video. It means a lot to me. So until next time, guys, I'm Giant Chase, and I got more games to play. I'll see you in the next one.